guys, and welcome back to another video of ECK Sports, and today I am back at it with another video, and this time I am going to give 9 takeaways on the Gators vs Predators series. This series included lots of home runs, hits, nasty pitches, and strikeouts, as it was very fun to watch in a very wild series. Before I get into the video, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe, and of course turn on notification bells. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Now quickly, I will go through the result of all 3 games. In Game 1, Brennan Russell hit a walk-off 2-run home run in a 6-inning thriller. Kracht vs. Cheetam on the mound. Kracht got the win. In Game 2, McGlade vs. Jorgensen on the mound, and it wasn't even close, a 9-1 game. Warda hits a 3-run shot. Kracht hits a grand slam. McGlade has a great pitching performance, which propels the Predators to go up 2-0 in the series. And then in Game 3, the Gators barely win 7-6, highlighted by a Brendan Szerlag grand slam, a Chris Cheetam home run, and a Brendan Jorgensen home run. So all 3 of the main Gators go yard. Predators put up a little fight as Brennan Russell hit another home run, and so did Alec Warda with a grand slam. So the Predators won the series 2-1. So now the first takeaway, it's Series 1 Brennan Russell. Series 1 Brennan Russell, known to be great, as in the last 5 opening days, ever since he revived his career in 2018, his batting average is .327 with 11 home runs and 29 RBIs. Those stats are very similar to Nick Saylor's regular season stats from this past season. The last 5 opening days, that's 5 series. 2021 Nick Saylor regular season, 5 series. Very, very similar numbers. But of course the question is this a fluke? It's always Series 1 Russ. It's always what he does, except 2020, which was horrible. I've got to say, I don't know. Like, it's really tough to judge if Russ is gonna actually continue this, or if he's gonna kind of slowly get worse throughout the season like he did in 2021, or if he's just gonna instantly fall off. We don't know what's gonna happen with Russ. As much as I wish that he continues this production throughout the whole season, I think it's probably gonna be a 2021 situation where his production just gradually gets worse. Maybe it'll be a little bit better, but I think it'll be that same thing where his production just gradually gets worse. My second takeaway is Jorgensen didn't look good. Yeah, you guys knew I was gonna put this one in here. You guys also know I love to clown on 2 things: Brennan Jorgensen and the Metro Magic. Jorgensen gave up 9 runs, was not good whatsoever. His drop ball, which is considered to be this great pitch, was destroyed by the Predators. They're able to hit his slider. It's crazy to even say this, but his riser probably looked like his best pitch, and in spring training it looked terrible. So a bad outing overall for Jorgensen. He has a 10.5 ERA. His hitting actually wasn't terrible. His pitching was really, really bad. And if the Gators want any chance of being a real competitor this season, then Jorgensen is going to have to pitch better. Number 3, this one's about Ryan Kracht, as he seemed to mix in the drops a lot more. My big critique with Ryan Kracht this past season was he threw his slider too much. You know, a lot of the time with Ryan, it was always slider, riser, maybe throwing the screwball here and there. But what I really liked today is that he was throwing a lot of drops from a lot of different arm angles. Some of his drops, he even has different variations. His knuckleball drops. He has a little overhand screwball that drops as well. He has a regular drop. He has a changeup drop. He has a little curve that I don't think he threw this series. He has a lot of pitches that drop, and he was still throwing his slider a lot less, which I like to see. His riser was working, his screwball was working. But overall, even though Kracht was getting hit a lot, he was very accurate, and I really like the way Ryan pitched this series. My 4th takeaway is that Warda has stayed hot from 2021. Now, everyone's talking about how great of a series Brendan Russell had at the plate, but I also want to talk about Alec Warda. Alec Warda is batting .385 with 8 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a 1400 OPS. Now, yeah, Russell's stats are better. You know, .455 average, 3 home runs, and an 1800 OPS. But we can't forget about Warda just because Russ was better. He's still hitting .385 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs, which are great numbers, and he was able to hit both Chris Cheetam and Brendan Jorgensen, and he was very clutch in that Game 3. 2 outs, 7-1 game, and Warda hits a grand slam, which I really like. He also started the rally in Game 2 with a 3-run shot. So I really like the way Warda hit today after an atrocious 2020 and a down 2019. 2021 was really good, and 2022 looks to be really good as well. Number 5 is one that you probably didn't expect, and that is Rudy Ramirez might actually be of vital importance to this Predators team. Now, we think of the Predators as a very upbeat team with a lot of guys that bring a lot of hype to the team. Mostly, you know, Alec Warda, Brennan Russell, even Ryan Kracht. Rudy Ramirez has the most hype out of everyone on that team. And what's great about Rudy is that he's actually helping the team win. If you saw that pitching mound visit, after Kracht gave up 2 straight hits, Kracht struck out 3 in a row after that mound visit. So So it shows that he, might be important. He hypes the team up. He makes the Preds want to win. And that's why he's of vital importance to this team. If he can kind of be a Gus in a way for this Predators squad, he's probably not going to play at all. But if he can at least show up to a lot of the series, I think that will be very important. Number 6, Szerlag wasn't a one-year thing. I did not think that Szerlag was going to be a one-year wonder. I just thought, he might be because a lot of his production came against the Mallards. I was just worried that that might be the case, but that obviously isn't the case. Szerlag was able to hit Kracht very well. He was also able to hit McGlade very well. He's hitting .333, a home run, 4 RBIs, 1,000 OPS. Szerlag looked very good out there today, which is great to see if you're a Gators fan. My 7th takeaway is if Russ and Warda keep hitting like this, Hawley was the perfect draft pick. I was not a fan of the Hawley draft pick. It was kind of the same mentality that Kyle and the Wildcats used in 2018. Kyle and Pirog were hitting home runs, and then they had Kelly getting walks, which give them multi-run home runs. So if Hawley, who has a literal eagle eye, who was walking like crazy, and even Warda was walking like crazy, if Hawley keeps walking like this, then and Russ and Warda keep hitting like they did with all that power, Hawley is the perfect draft pick. If Hawley can be a Ryan Kelly for this team, that would be perfect. Number 8, Cheetam was fantastic on both sides. Like I said in my MLW season prediction video, Cheetam will never wow you. That's just not what he does. He's not gonna be this flashy player, but he's consistent. He'll hit home runs, he strikes people out, he has good pitches. His super curve was unbelievable. If it weren't for Dan's knuckle drop being so good, I would say that Cheetam's super curve was probably the best pitch in the league, but Dan's knuckle drop was better. And on the hitting side, he's got to learn how to walk. I mean, he had the exact same amount of hits as both Russ and Warda, but his batting average is like 100 plus points less, but he was able to put the bat on the ball. He got a lot of hits. He got 5 hits off Ryan Kracht. That's really, really impressive. So I think that's definitely something you got to look at. The coping may have helped him out a little bit on one of those home runs, but Chris looked really good in the opening series. And even on the mound, well, he did give up a bunch of runs in game 3. He gave up 4 home runs on the day, 2 to Russell, a walk-off to Russell. So, maybe you look at Cheetam, you're like, 3 ERA, that's okay. Cheetam was nasty. I just want to make that clear. Cheetam was really good today. So I'm looking forward to see how Cheetam does in the next coming series. And then at number 9, you guys might not really understand this one at first glance. The new Predators, but also the old Predators. My biggest complaint with the Predators these past 2 years, really this past year, is if the Predators were down in a game, they would almost never win. If the Predators didn't score first, they just wouldn't win. The thing the Predators would not do is they could not overcome adversity. If adversity ever came their way, they would lose. They did not know how to recover from that. But in 2019, it was the opposite. If you look at that game against the Cobras, they were down 5-0. They came back and won the game. Now that was parts of Drew giving up lots of walks, but it still showed that the Predators were able to make that comeback. And they did that a lot in 2019, where sometimes they didn't score first, and they still were able to make the comeback and win the game. But since 2019, this today was the first walk-off that they've ever had since 2019. And beside that Mallards game 2, which honestly doesn't count, this is the first time since 2019 that the Preds have won after being down in a game, which is something that is very important. So I don't want to get too excited about the season as a Predators fan, because last season started out very similar to this as well, and they missed the playoffs, went 7-8. So I'm definitely very hopeful for this Predators team, especially as a Predators fan, but we'll see how the season goes. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did enjoy, make sure you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.